Hello, University year. It's Sean Paul here. It is great to be 40. I wasn't overly dreading it. It's a new lease of life, and as I said before, if it wasn't for running, I don't think I would have seen 40. But that's not even really what this is about. Not even close. Or you may remember a few weeks ago I was in the papers and all, quite a few papers actually, in Tyrone and Ireland, about running the Belfast Marathon on Belfast Half Marathon on my 40th birthday, and it was all that sort of stuff that they mentioned about the weight loss and everything else, and trying to help people. And it was a good story. Some of it was a good story in the sense of like the change that I made to try and be there for the kids for the 40th. And then that's what I was doing. Belfast for is not local to me. I don't live anywhere near it. I live about 70 miles from Belfast. I work there, but I travel up and down and stuff like that there. But on a Sunday, there's no real buses and things like that there. So I was going to have to going to have to drive up really early in the morning, like leave at 6. So anyway, that is mildly relative in a minute. But last Wednesday, I think it was, not yesterday, but the week before, my son Reardon let slip that me and his mum, who was also turning 40 a day after I did, were having a joint birthday party that was being arranged by their grandmother, my mother-in-law, and my mum, I suppose. Um, um, so I wasn't while happy about it. I was like, oh, fuck, a surprise party. Oh, jeez, I don't want that at all. You know, and the reason for that was because I was worried about the run the next day and the Sunday. And I was like, oh, fuck, what time is it? I have to leave the house at 6 and I'm going to have to stop this and I can't have a drink. So this isn't going to be much of a party and all that carry on. And it's not really my style to do that kind of surprise parties. Anyway, but I recognise 40 is a big birthday. My parents and all wanted to do something with that, and my family, and Mary's family, and of course the sons. Anyway, so I was like, right, I sent to Mary. I was like, oh, I'll stay till 11. And Mary's like, oh no, it's her 40th. You can stay for a bit. And I was like, oh well, I can stay for a bit, but I'm not really in the mood for it at all. And I just kept thinking of this, looking at this watch, going, oh geez, I have to get up at 6 in the morning. I have to run, I have to run, I have to run, the fucking run. And then I was get off and work about it a wee bit to a couple of birds that sit beside me and work, and I was like, oh, I'm dreading this party, I'm dreading this party. And then this old doll called Joyce, who's 50, she said, Sean Paul, I don't like saying this to you, but my husband Doug has died. And I was like, yeah, you told me, Joyce, and I remember he died in New Zealand. And she said, yeah, that's correct. But did you know, Sean Paul, that he died 8 days after his 40th birthday party of terminal cancer? And he wanted to live to see his party. He wanted to live to see his 40th for two girls that were, I think, 7 and 10 at the time. These kids were young, two wee daughters. And she said that's what he wanted to do. His wish was, he knew he was dying. His wish was he wanted to see his 40th so he could have a party. And in the end, he was too sick to even go to that party. And just like that, a light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? What the hell am I at? This. I don't need to run every single race. I don't need to run every day. I get to run. And I was like, right, that's it. So I contacted the Belfast Marathon people and I told them, I said, I know that you use me for advertising and I know this is a wee bit embarrassing, but I'm not doing the Belfast Marathon anymore. Um, Not this year anyway. I said, I've got a surprise 40th that I'm going to. It's my own and it's my partner's. And I'm going to be there for my kids and my family and friends. And I'm going to have a damn good time. And that's kind of that. And I didn't put it maybe as ignorant as that there, but they were like, right, that's understandable. Life is more important than everything else. You go and enjoy your party. And by God, I did enjoy the party. I had my first drink in a couple of months. I really enjoyed it. It was a surprise. It was a surprise. It was a surprise. The DJ was a bit shite, to be fair, playing shite, but that's by the by. But I think I learned that day that it is okay to look at running a different way. We were all obsessed with it. I actually did run on my birthday anyway. I'll have you know, I did 9 mile on the Sunday or something like that, and I was grand. I wasn't what I would say. I wasn't drunk, but that wasn't the point. It was being there with the family and friends, recognizing that the 40th birthday party that I so wanted to see and did get to see because of the running and the health loss and all that shit was not necessarily just about being able to run on it. It was being alive in that day, and it kind of wised up a wee bit and recognise the importance of the family and friends were the very reason why I started running in the first place. I'm not quite sure what the point of all this here is. I'm saying don't run, do run. Just maybe recognise, of course, that we run for the family and friends, and that's a good thing. I remember after Joyce told me that there, she was a wee bit upset about her husband Doug, and but I think she was very proud of me that I recognized why she was telling me it, and I got the meaning of it. And then the other friend told me later on, she said, Joyce doesn't use the dead card, if you want to call it that, very often. She said she knew that she could overhear you rambling on about, oh, I'm turning 40 and they're having a party for me. What the fuck are they doing? They're pissing me off, and I don't want this at all. I just want to run on the Sunday and bloody, 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 bloody. Poor me, poor Sean Paul. It wasn't even real.